You know you should be getting your shut-eye every night, but if you're like most of us, you're either not sleeping enough, waking up a lot when you do, or lying there wondering if it's too late to get up and turn on the TV.
Even though the parade has ended, the celebrations continue as many of the local restaurants will be serving up some Irish music and, of course, corned beef and cabbage all weekend long. Irish eyes are smiling. Here in Bridgeport, Amy McGorry, News 12 Connecticut.
I spoke with Congressman Himes, and he says the NRA was insensitive in their remarks during today's news conference. He's not the only one. U.S. Senator Blumenthal says the group fell short of stepping forward as a credible partner in the gun control discussions.
Coach Jeff says the sport of fencing requires year-round technical training, so the team not only practices here, they look to the clubs to keep them on guard.
Bagpipes and the stomping of feet resounded through downtown Bridgeport as the annual St. Patrick's Day parade marched along broad main streets this afternoon. Amy McGorry joins us now from the Field Irish Restaurant on Fairfield Avenue, the Black Rock section of the city. And Amy, St. Patrick's Day celebrations have already begun there.
Becky, they have. That's because many of the marchers came right here after the parade, after spreading the Irish spirit to hundreds of people who lined the streets of Bridgeport.
Folks of all ages donned in green lined the Bridgeport streets this afternoon to watch the Irish step dancers prance and bands march in the parade. While some wore t-shirts, some accessorized with green mustaches and earrings.
It's a drop. A drop of green. I have a drop of Irish.
Like corned beef and cabbage, many say it's a St. Patty's Day tradition.
Their third annual parade, and they're 2.5 years old. And now we've invited more, so our group keeps getting larger.
News 12's Lauren Collier and Kenny Kenzel participated in the parade. Mayor Finch wore his green.
It's just about having fun and celebrating being Irish and, you know, your family and your faith.
I used to be mayor of Bridgeport.
This man left the green at home and wore his former mayor P.T. Barnum costume.
And I had a great time as mayor.
He tells me he's not running for re-election, so I'm happy to hear that he's not going to run.
Someone else who's happy? This guy who got some time off from school to attend.
Love to parade. Everything's fun at a parade.
We need things to cheer our peoples up, our children up, you know, and we need something together.
All in attendance agreed, despite your heritage, the parade promotes unity in the community.
Everybody's Irish. It's a happy day.
It's local, it's in the community, and it's everyone's having a good time, and then after this, everybody's hitting the bars.
We should have this more often.
Even though the parade has ended, the celebrations continue as many of the local restaurants will be serving up some Irish music and, of course, corned beef and cabbage all weekend long. Irish eyes are smiling. Here in Bridgeport, Amy McGorry, News 12 Connecticut.
You know you should be getting your shut-eye every night, but if you're like most of us, you're either not sleeping enough, waking up a lot when you do, or lying there wondering if it's too late to get up and turn on the TV. In fact, 60% of Americans experience sleep problems every single night. Before you write this off as another of life's unsolvable problems, try these simple tweaks that can prep you for a much better night's sleep. First, try keeping a sleep diary. To help you understand how your habits affect your rest, track your sleep every day for at least 2 weeks. Write down not only what's obviously sleep-related, like what time you go to bed, how long it takes you to fall asleep, how many times you wake up during the night, or how you feel in the morning, but also factors like what you ate close to bedtime and what exercise you got. Comparing your daily activities with your nightly sleep patterns can show you where you need to make changes. For a sample sleep diary, go to sleepdoctor.com. It's also important to cut out caffeine after 2 p.m. That means coffee, tea, and soda. Caffeine is a stimulant that stays in your system for up to 8 hours. So if you have a cappuccino after dinner, come bedtime, it can either prevent your brain from entering deep sleep or stop you from falling asleep altogether. Exercise can also help you sleep better, but make sure you do it at least 4 hours before bedtime. Working out, especially cardio, improves the length and quality of your sleep. That said, 30 minutes of vigorous aerobic exercise keeps your body temperature elevated for about 4 hours, inhibiting sleep. When your body begins to cool down, however, it signals the brain to release sleep-inducing melatonin, so then you'll feel drowsy. Finally, choose carefully when it comes to a bedtime snack. The ideal nighttime snack combines carbohydrates and either calcium or protein that contains the amino acid tryptophan. Studies show that both of these combos boosts serotonin, a naturally occurring brain chemical that helps you feel calm. Enjoy your snack about an hour before bedtime so that the amino acids have time to reach your brain. Some good choices: 1 piece of whole grain toast with a slice of low-fat cheese or turkey, a banana with a teaspoon of peanut butter, or cheese and crackers. For most people, simple lifestyle changes will be enough, but if you feel like medication might be necessary, talk to your doctor. Some prescription sleep aids work for people who have trouble falling asleep, and there are even newer medications like Intermezzo, which can be taken to help you fall back asleep after waking up in the middle of the night. As with any prescription medication, there may be risks involved, so be sure to talk to your doctor. And those are just a few tips to help you sleep through the night.
I spoke with Congressman Himes, and he says the NRA was insensitive in their remarks during today's news conference. He's not the only one. U.S. Senator Blumenthal says the group fell short of stepping forward as a credible partner in the gun control discussions.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Wayne LaPierre, the executive vice president of the NRA, said at a news conference today that guns are not the problem, but rather the solution to preventing tragedies like last week's Newtown shooting.
I call on Congress today to act immediately to appropriate whatever is necessary to put armed police officers in every single school in this nation.
The NRA suggests a school security model that would also include arming volunteers. Representative Jim Himes says he's not so sure.
As a parent of 2 school children, I'm not comfortable, and I think most parents aren't comfortable with the idea of having to have armed guards in our schools.
The NRA also blamed violent movies and video games rather than assault weapons for these tragedies.
The NRA pointed us in the wrong direction today, not in anything that is a vision that I think most people would want to pursue.
Senator Blumenthal says today's news conference did nothing to deter him from pushing forward on plans to ban certain types of guns.
I'm very proud to join in Senator Feinstein's bill that will help put a stop to the proliferation of these assault weapons that have no purpose but to kill and maim human beings.
Senator-elect Chris Murphy also expressed disgust with the NRA, saying their announcement was the most revolting, tone-deaf statement he's ever heard. In the newsroom, Amy McGorry, News 12 Connecticut.